Hey guys, Alvie here. I am doing group ones reading for this week. Tried to do it a couple of times previously and just had no luck whatsoever. I'm having lots of trouble with delay and echo with my audio, so if it is delayed, if my voice is coming through after my mouth moves or before, I'm sorry, but that's the best I can do without it sounding like I've been cloned. Just not getting the I don't know, it's just not working. I guess I just need to buy myself a better microphone, perhaps. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, getting the messages to you guys is more important than that. So, as long as you can hear it, I think that's probably the best thing. I'm just putting on some music now. If you don't know, if you this is the first time you've come across me, I have headphones on because I channel with music mostly. I just find it easier for the messages to come through a lot of the time with the music, but I can't have it on because of copyright laws and all of that sort of stuff. Unfortunately, in the old days, I always used to have the music on in the background, but I've had my videos flagged too many times. So yeah, got putting on the music. I am a psychic medium. I'm an energy reader, an energy intuitive, a healer. I do lots of different things in the realm of emotional healing, some physical healing, and energy healing as well. So yeah, I'm here to do the weekly reading, and yeah, let's just get on with it. I think there was a song I had in my head. What was it? I can't remember. It was a corn song of all the weird things. No, it's not that one. No, it wasn't any of those ones. Maybe it's just not meant to, um, something like that. Just maybe not meant to. All right, we'll go for the old Lateralis. Can't go wrong with that one. That's my favourite song to meditate to anyway. So there you go. Yeah, so if you are here for group one's reading and this is the card you chose, oops, I've changed my setup a little bit so at least I can hold the card in front of me. Fire is your message. So the fire card, just thinking about the element of fire, it's like it can either keep you warm or it can burn you down. And what was coming through to me with this card as I was like choosing the piles and that sort of thing was in the Australian bush, like there are certain plants, and I don't know if I think they're trees or, there's certain plants and their seeds won't actually grow until there's been a bushfire. So it takes this incredible heat to create something new, to get these seeds to grow. And this is the message, that the energy that was coming through with this is like, without a transformation, sometimes without burning everything in your life down, like burning fucking everything down, um, that's the only way that you change sometimes. Also with fire, what I was getting was, sorry, just checking this music down a little bit. So fire, yeah. So you might be going through a transformation right now. I'm gonna read the book as well. I'm just seeing if I can tune into the energy and sort of feel some more psychic messages or mediumship messages that come through for you guys. So, looking at the card, there's a lot going on in the card. There's dragons. Oh yeah, that was also the reason that I was thinking about like the whole idea of things needing to be burnt down or transformed in some way, because I was watching the Game of Thrones and like if you've seen it, the Queen of the Dragons, the reason that she finds out that she's fireproof, right? And this might be a thing too. She's fireproof because she is the mother of dragons. She gets something happens. I can't remember exactly what because it was way back in the series now. But she gets these dragon eggs and I think she's like burnt or got stuck in a fire or something like that, like where the little hut or whatever she's in burns down. And the only thing left is her and these dragon eggs. And the dragon eggs actually, they, why can't I think of the right word? They hatch. The dragon eggs hatch because of the fire, because of the heat, right? So we're talking about something that's very hot. And hot could be, like physically or emotionally or sexually hot, like, juicy hot. It could mean, hot as in the sun or the weather or the temperature or something like that as well. But yeah, I'm really sort of getting this like, oh, there's something in your life that's sort of bringing in this heat, and it's passion, because fire, the element of fire in tarot and other things like that, like just when we do psychic readings or using symbolism and things like that, fire is warmth, and it's where we heat our nourishment, but it's also something that comes along very often, and it just breaks everything down, right? So this doesn't mean that you're having a breakdown or anything like that, but I feel like there's something going on in your life that's very hot in some way. I mean, for some of you, I feel like this might be a relationship or a connection that's very hot. It's got a lot of chemistry. It's got a lot of like passion and fire in it, and maybe it's you, that you're a very passionate and fiery person, and maybe you've been holding yourself back. What also comes through with this card, with this energy, is the energy of transformation, but it's also the energy of like alchemy. So bringing two different elements together to create something new. That is like a very intense process, obviously. The traditional or old school view of alchemy is like to use two base elements to create gold, right? Where you can't create gold without a lot of pressure and heat and all of that sort of stuff. So if you're feeling under pressure, I feel like this is the message for you. There's this pressure, and the reason that you're feeling it is because you are actually undergoing this transformation where you're bringing two different elements together. And because this is a collective reading, it could be many different ways. Like it could be, as I said, I'm picking up relationship themes, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that. It could be that you are trying to meld two parts of your life together. So like, work and rest, or work and family, or blending families. So, the thing I'm getting is the Brady Bunch. The way to explain it is like, obviously maybe you've got a new partner, and you've both got families, and you're kind of trying to blend them together, and it's getting pretty emotionally intense. It could be that you are going through the process of integrating your ego with your higher self, which can also be pretty fucking intense. So yeah, there's a lot of different ways that this could be hitting right now for you guys. I'm going to try and pick up on the themes that are coming through the most strongly. But mostly, I just want you to know that if things are feeling very intense, it's because you're going through this transformation, and because there's two different elements that need to be melded together in a way that there's a perfect balance to create something new, because that's what alchemy kind of is. Now I'm going to go into this book, and I'm going to read about the fire card for you, so we can just get a glimpse of what the author and the artist kind of had in mind. It's duality, so you might be experiencing duality, like there's two totally different parts of your life that are, or that you're experiencing at the same time, and you're like, how the fuck does this even work? There's this like super sadness, and then there's this massive happy joyfulness, or something like that as well. Kundalini, so bringing the Shiva Shakti energies together as well. The rising phoenix, bringing conflict into harmony. When I was channeling that message about like the blended family, I was kind of thinking that like there's conflict or something like that needs to be somehow resolved and brought to harmony. Intensity, transformation, the incredibleness of being alive, and infinite energy. It says, we live in a dualistic world of light and dark, yin and yang, masculine and feminine. Focusing only on the light can repress our shadows. Ooh, big warning here to not use spiritual messages about lightness and, you know, being happy all the time and stuff, to bypass the actual nitty gritty of living, which is, you know, we all have pain, we all have stress, we all have things that don't go right in our lives or don't go the way we want them to. And we also all have parts of ourselves that we feel aren't as acceptable as the other parts, or emotions that we don't feel are acceptable, you know, socially acceptable or whatever. There's lots of different ways that this could also be playing out in your life. But basically what they're talking about is integrating shadow and like shadow and higher self, or shadow and light, right? So bringing both sides into balance and being real with our humanness allows us to reach more joy, authenticity, and depth. By accepting and loving all of ourselves, as we truly are, we can extend more of this love and have deeper compassion with others. So yeah, this kind of brings me to a point of thinking that by addressing whatever it is that's sort of like your shadow, or the shadow that's in your life right now, the darker parts of it, the parts that aren't so comfortable or acceptable, it's going to give you a different perspective, like to be able to be more open with other people. Because when you know yourself deeply, you're not as scared of, you know, people thinking, oh, that person's a this or a that, or, you know, not being accepted by people for your darkness, or being picked on for your differentness, or something like that as well. So that's very interesting. What else was I? Yeah, sorry, there's lots of messages coming through. As usual, I'm doing my slightly space cadet thing. Someone, I can't remember her name now. Renee, that's right. Was saying I was a bit spacey, and I was like, yeah, definitely. A space cadet. It's not me. It's like it's my attention dialed into higher dimensions. There's, you know, stuff coming from everywhere, because I'm reading for a collective. I'm not reading for one person. So there's so many different ways that these energies can be landing in your life. Oh, that's a terrible hairdo. My hair's not being good today. So yeah, the painting portrays the balanced dance of creation. The greater the distance of separation, of duality, the greater the density. So if things seem like very far away, or, you know, somehow separated, the density is going to be bigger for you to get through. This could also be, you know, you tapping into collective energies. Sometimes they can be pretty dense at the moment. I feel like there is a very big sort of dualistic thing that's coming through with the collective energies, because we have solar flares, right? And some people are on the higher realm of that. They're picking up on the higher frequencies and having a great time, and, you know, understanding that the energy is coming through, channeling through their bodies. But sometimes when you haven't, it's not even when you haven't, if you have a density or an energy that's within you that needs to be healed, and the frequency of those solar flares that come through resonate with that, it will pull that up, and that's the density that you will feel. Sorry, now we're going back to the book now. All over the place. As the dragons come together, they're talking about dragons on the card, by the way. They're pictures of dragons on the card. As the dragons come together, they dissolve into one with all that is. So yeah, in this place of coalescence, the fusion brings both sides together in oneness, not just as a remerging with the universe, but in an alchemical process of becoming the empowered creator force we truly are. So it's a little bit, I feel like there's stuff coming through here for you guys, and messages coming through about, my mind's gone blank, about, yeah, that alchemical process and how intense it is. It just really reiterates that you guys are kind of transforming into something new, something different, and it's going to be closer to your your true core vibration. So you're releasing things that are actually stopping you from radiating your true core vibration by going through this process. I'm going to get some more messages for you now with new cards. I feel like I want to grab. What do I want to grab? Got a lot of different decks hanging around on my desk right now. Let's have a look and see what the angel cards have to say. Got my eyes closed because I'm visualizing things. So visualizing a clean desk could probably be good. There's cups and glasses all over the place here. Coffee cups and water glasses. All right, so can we get messages for group 1, please? Let's have a look and see. Okay, that is so weird. I was just thinking to myself, I wonder if the theme of romance or the merging of, two families or two people into a more cohesive unit as far as, romance is concerned, is going to come up. And we get the card romance, and it says a year from now. Okay. So I feel like with this romance card coming up, this is speaking about well, romance, obviously. I'm just tuning in if you're wondering why I just stopped speaking. Okay, so the intensity that's coming through here is because of a connection that you are in, or one that you may encounter very soon. The card year from now, I feel like this is telling you that this is something that can happen within the year. It doesn't mean that you have to wait an entire year for this process to finish, for this merging to finish, or anything like that. I feel like, let me just tune into the romance card. I'm getting a lot of different messages, and I want to make sure that I'm kind of getting the most succinct message for you guys. Romance. So yeah, we're talking about partnerships. We're talking about meeting people, as I was saying, a lot of fiery, passionate energy in this connection that we're talking about, or the connection that, that could be coming up for you as well. Not feeling a past connection, romance, and it's a current thing. So it could be current for you now, it could be something coming up for you. What I'm getting here is that the romance that you will have, or the one that you are having, is one of these connections that creates transformation, that brings in fire, that fiery energy, and that merging of two different energies into one. So it's sort of like, it's a soul connection, perhaps. It's one of those ones that's going to bring things up for you that need healing, or that need attention. But I just feel like it's a very fiery, intense connection, and it's one of those ones that has lots of passion and lots of chemistry and lots of wildness is what I'm getting. So yeah, but it's also a process. Like, these things are a process. These kind of connections are a process. There's a process that you go through of connecting when you're with anyone, really. It's sort of like you merge your energies or your souls a bit, especially if it's a soul connection. If it's a deep soul connection, we tend to kind of merge energies more, because that's what they're for. They're for transformation, and without merging the shadow, without merging the soul energies together, you wouldn't get that kind of alchemical process where you transform. So yeah, I feel like for some of you, this is going to be like the end of that transformation process will be in a year from now. So yeah, sorry. I'm laughing because I know exactly how it feels. It's like, no, I want to be in the union right now, but it takes time. It's like two different things trying to find their way into balance, and that, you know, that can take a bit of tweaking. And, you know, just for those of you who aren't, you know, into the soul connection thing, you're not looking for a relationship, or you're not in a relationship that is one of those kind of ones. This is about finding balance in that connection. So finding balance maybe with how it is right now, or finding the balance between the both of you so that it works in a more cohesive way. The word cohesive keeps coming out of my mouth. It's not something that I actually really use very often, so that's a bit weird. But let's have a look and see what else we have for you guys. I'm looking around to see if I've got any other decks on the table. I'm sure I did. I want something different for you guys. Let's have a look at this deck here. This is the universe has your back, and see what message is going to come through for you there. So, okay, my capacity to tune into the energy of love gives me the words I need when I'm ready to speak up, the compassion I need when it's time to forgive, and the power I need when I am lost. So, a little message here coming through from the universe, from your soul. Oh, I don't know why my eyes are watering, but they seem to be. I don't know, it's like I've got some kind of allergy or something. So yeah, the capacity to tune into the energy of love. And when they're talking about love, I think they're talking more about like love as the source energy, love as the energy that powers us all. Big L love, not little L love. If Jamiroquai had something to do with it. So yeah, the capacity, they're asking you to perhaps help you find this balance. The guidance is to tune into the energy of love, because sometimes you have a lot of stuff going on and you don't really have the words for it or the way to express it. I feel like this is maybe something that you need to express. I feel like something, it's within a relationship that maybe you need to sort of clear the air. There's also something about forgiveness or compassion coming up as well. Anyway, let's get into tarot and see. I'm just going to clarify this with a few cards and see what happens here. I don't know what is going on with this today. I think it's collective energy kind of sitting in with me, but it's a lot of confusion that's coming through in this energy, in this collective energy. It's sort of like, I want this, but I don't know how to get it. Bit of a back and forth type of energy, and therefore while I'm doing the reading, I'm kind of like all over the place. I don't know if I want this, I don't know if I want that, I don't know how to, you know, whatever that is as well. So yeah, okay, let's have a look and see what can we get. How can we clarify this with the tarot? Let's see what else group one needs to know about this connection, this romance. All right. Oh, okay. We have the Tower. So this could be something that's happened, you know, in the connection, or it could be, I'm going to go with a current connection, okay, because it's just too hard to kind of keep telling different stories at the moment. And then we'll come back and see what else comes up. So this could be an issue, like something that's come up, a fight, some kind of shock, right? Because it's the Tower, so it's like lightning hitting something. In the traditional tarot, the picture is like it's a tower, so it's a structure of something that feels safe, and then the lightning hits it and everything goes flying. So it's sort of like a little bit like the fire energy. And it could be that this is a connection that is one of those kind of fiery connections that, you know, there's fights and arguments, and that's kind of how you, I don't know, get along or something. But I feel like with this one coming up, it's sort of like something that came as a shock, and it's made you feel unsafe or unsure about it, or perhaps you're kind of trying to work through it with with your person, and you're trying to work through into this, like into this harmony, into this resolution that was spoken about before. But I feel like this is the reason that you are kind of getting this energy through about romance and fire, and that is this tower energy. So something that's happened that's a shock, something that's kind of like shaken your foundations. There seems to be all sorts of things going on in that picture, but the thing that's catching my eye the most is like the lightning. So there's a lot of power and a lot of energy, but it's also, if it's not directed in the right way, or if it's not, it's just causing trouble, or it could cause a shock, or it did cause a shock. I'm just trying to tune in again. What else am I getting for the group one about the tower and the romance? So, yeah, no, what I get is that, like, either the connection came as a shock, you weren't expecting it, and it was kind of like, wow, and now it's like really full on, or it's something that's happened that's kind of given you a shock, as I said, and now it's sort of shaken your foundations. Can I get another message for group one, please? So the foundations of this connection feel shaken right now. You might feel like you're not really sure where you are with them. I think that's the biggest thing that's coming through right now, is like you don't know where you are in this connection, in this relationship right now. Maybe they dropped a bomb on you about, I don't know, wanting to see other people, or something like that sort of came up. It doesn't necessarily have to be that. It could be anything, but if it was you and this resonates, you'll know exactly what it is. What messages? And I'd rather not have like half the deck, guys. Another message for group one, please. Come on. Ooh, that was a lot. Couldn't quite catch them. Here we go, something's flipped up. All right, so this is the Hierophant. So this talks about tradition. It talks about connection to higher self and to source, but also like tradition and religion and things like that. So I feel like with it in this reversed position, this is what the Tower is sort of about. It's like something that's really shaken a structure, or you're being asked to step out of the how do I put this? So what your normal beliefs about a relationship are, or what your standard behavior is in a relationship, something like that. I feel like this has come as a shock to you. So it's sort of like they've turned that upside down. It's not the way that you thought it was, or you feel like it's not the way that you thought it was, and now that doesn't feel quite right anymore. Or it's not even, it doesn't necessarily have to have been something that's going to make you leave. It's like you're trying to find this balance. And it's caused this transformation because you've realized, maybe it's just that I'm being limited. Maybe I need to expand into something different, or change the way I think about things in this connection. And it might be going for both of you as well. So yeah, the Hierophant reversed. I feel like you might even feel disconnected from your higher self and source. You might feel disconnected from your guidance because of this Tower, because when you don't feel safe emotionally, you spend all your time feeling anxious and thinking about how you can fix it, or thinking about the problem, rather than sitting in your body, in your heart center, and allowing the wisdom that you have within you already to come through and sort of guide you. And it's not like, it's not like you can help it if you have those issues, like with anxiety or dissociation or anything like that. That's just what happens. This is you know, a trauma thing, a trauma response a lot of the time. But for those of you who haven't had a trauma response, and I'm not laughing at you because you did or anything like that, it's just like I'm kind of laughing with anyone who feels like that because I know exactly how it feels. Been there, done that many a time. So yeah, I feel like yeah, there's this transformation you're being asked to take, and it has come through this tower moment, this shock, whatever this shock was. As for some of you, I feel like it wasn't really a surprise, but you got confirmation for it. It sounds very dire the way that I'm reading and the way that I'm getting it, the messages coming through, but we'll go further into it because I'm not actually feeling that it's dire. I feel like it just really kind of took you aback or has made you rethink the way that you do things or the way that things are in that relationship and how you could find a better balance within it. Because this is kind of what I'm feeling is the issue, is that things are out of balance, that perhaps you're not getting the right perspective. You don't have the right perspective because you're disconnected from this energy here. So let's see what else has come through or will come through for group 1. Right. The Queen of Cups in reverse. So yeah, this is the energy of someone who is very emotional, but with it in reverse, it's speaking about, like, you know, again, an imbalance with your emotions. So you might be feeling over emotional about something that doesn't really need to be, you know, doesn't need to be focused on that much. But this is sometimes the way that people react, because we're taught this from, you know, like the collective perspective, the way that people, you know, sort of portrayed in media and things like that. You know, there's like the weeping widow and all of that sort of stuff. Not that anyone's a widow here, but you know what I mean, right? Like we are bombarded with the idea that we need to be codependent, and that anything that's not the same as what we hope or expect is going to be a massive issue, when it doesn't really need to be. It could just be seen as a challenge or some feedback that you may need to, you know, take on board and understand. But I feel like for you guys, yeah, your emotions are like all over the place. They're not they're not balanced. They're not. When the Queen of Cups is, oh, where's my camera? All right, when the Queen of Cups is upright, she is like, the water represents emotions, and cups is all about love and emotions and feelings and all of that sort of stuff, right? So the Queen of Cups, when she's upright, is someone who has, you know, she's mastered, she's comfortable with all her emotions. She's and able to sort of channel them into things and use her emotional intelligence and emotional maturity to work through any issues that come up in a relationship. Whereas this, I feel, is something, you know, with it the wrong way around. It's sort of like it's all over the place, and maybe it's a growth, an experience that's going to bring you growth and bring you more emotional intelligence and emotional maturity. But for now, I feel like you guys might be feeling, I wouldn't say you're feeling heartbroken, but I feel like you're kind of a bit all over the place. Like I was saying, I don't know what I'm doing here. I feel really kind of all over the place. So yeah, that energy coming through very strongly. My guides are saying, if you're feeling like that, do some breathing, right? Just gentle, deep breathing. Do some things that ground you, bring you back into your body and out of your head, so that you're not all over the place thinking about these things all the time, so that you can focus on life and spend maybe, 15, 20 minutes a day thinking about whatever the issue is. When I was learning meditation facilitation or teaching, that was one of our things that we had to do. And it was, was it meditation teaching or... holistic counselling. I did them both at the same time. So yeah, they recommended that you have like, if you're a worrier or someone who has anxiety, you allow yourself a certain period of time to worry about things so that you don't feel like you're not, you know, because that's what our bodies do, that's what our minds do. We like habit, right? So if we have this amount of time that we can worry about, or you know, try to come to a resolution through thinking through the mind, when a lot of the time it doesn't come that way, it comes through the heart, you don't feel sort of like you're missing out on your worry time, but you also are able to function better during your day, and you know, give the attention to life that it needs. So let's keep going with this. Couple more messages for your group one. Right, so the Hermit. It's sort of like you're alone, you feel alone in this situation. You don't really know if you are... I feel like with the Hermit, it's sort of like retreating, obviously, being a hermit, taking yourself out of whatever space that you're usually in to kind of contemplate this, to think about this. Maybe retreating to yourself a little bit. As I was saying, my guides are like, you know, just do some breathing, do some grounding exercises, go out a walk around, put your feet in some cold water, or you know, do something like that that brings you back into your body. Because if you're in your head so much that you just can't stop thinking about things, or everything seems so dire and you're overthinking things, it's never going to really find you a solution or a resolution. You won't find the balance that you want from overthinking. You will find the balance from going within, heart breathing, sitting with yourself, with your soul, or just sometimes it's even like doing something physical to get that extra energy out, so that you don't have the energy to overthink and you can kind of just be in your body. This message keeps coming through quite a lot recently. So I think it was another reading I did last week that was similar, talking about resetting nervous systems and doing vagus nerve work and things like that. So then we have the Hanged Man. So what I'm seeing here is, you know, like something came as a shock, or something has shocked you, something has shaken your foundations. It's making you feel disconnected, or maybe you've even shut down on your intuition or something like that because you don't want to know, or you think you don't want to know, when really it's better off that you do. And when you do shut down, you are finding yourself in this place where you're kind of a bit all over the place emotionally, not really focused, not really being able to think about anything other than this one thing, this thing that's shaken you as far as your connection is concerned. And the Hermit is sort of like an energy of, sometimes it's good to isolate yourself, but I feel like in this case it's sort of like you're isolating yourself because you kind of don't really know what to do, and by doing that you're actually losing out on the support of your community and the support of your friends and family, who may even have, like, you know, they may have solutions for you if you were able to open up to them. Sitting in the light of your soul always helps, but I feel like you really need to sort of like reach out, because then you've got the Hanged Man, right? It's sort of like a stalemate, and it's a stalemate for you to come to the point where you realize that there's other perspectives, there's other ways of seeing things. The Hanged Man talks about being in stasis to the point where you are actually able to find enlightenment, right? But she's in upside down, so things don't look the same as they used to. So maybe, you know, you feel like things are a bit upside down, right, at this point in time. I'm going to go further into this one. Let's have another one. So yeah, I feel like finding a different perspective is going to be something helpful to you. And as I said, community, family, friends, people that you know you can trust, that you can speak your heart to, so you can, you know, or however that works for you, so you are able to actually get what it is that's in your head out of your head, and, you know, have someone else's perspective on it, because sometimes when it's in your head, all it is, it just grows bigger and bigger, and there's nothing, you know, there's everything. It seems like you've made a mountain out of a molehill, and then you talk to someone else and they're like, oh yeah, I know that, I did this, this is how it helped me, that kind of thing. So let's have a look and see what's coming up further for group one. Finding this new perspective. This is the thing. This is the fire, the message of fire, the fire card. Pardon me, hiccups. Channeling hiccups, that is. So yeah, finding the message of the fire card is like finding that balance between whatever it was and what it is now. Perhaps, yeah, that just was like a channel then. So whatever it was and what it is now, and finding a balance in between that, because I feel like this is a relationship or connection that you don't really want to, you know, you don't want to leave, and it's not something, as I was saying, I was picking up before, it might feel huge to you right now, but it's not something that it's going to be a forever thing. It's just one of those bumps in the road that we have in relationships, sometimes, and, you know, finding a resolution or a solution is the best way that you can go, rather than running away or retreating. So finding a balance in this. What else? Okay, so we have the 10 of Pentacles. So this is like a happy family life. This is, you know, having enough and feeling fulfilled and sort of enriched by life. I think it's sort of, yeah, you need to find a different, I feel like what they're saying with this card coming up and this energy coming through is that by finding this different perspective, whether it's by doing a bit of hermiting or doing what my guides have been telling me, which is the complete opposite of hermiting, which is coming out, talking to people, finding, it might even just be finding, you know, like a therapist or a counselor or someone like that to talk to, so that you're not constantly just feeling alone and not knowing which way to go. Because often if you have shut down your intuition or your abilities, you feel a lot more lost. So having someone who can kind of guide you back into maybe feeling safe about having your abilities open, if you have abilities, or just, you know, trusting your intuition more. I feel like this might be something that you need as well, is to trust your intuition. This is a channeled message coming through, by the way. So yeah, what they're saying is sometimes these situations seem a lot worse because we're not trusting our intuition, we're trusting our anxiety, and our anxiety always freaking lies to us, right? So yeah, this, I feel like this is about you learning to trust your intuition, to trust your person, perhaps more, trust in what comes through to you rather than what you see. Or I know this sounds weird because, you know, actions usually speak much louder than words. And maybe that's what it is. Maybe they're asking you to see the smaller picture, to see the actions behind the words, to see, you know, or to read between the lines a little bit and feel the energy. And this is why they're asking you to find your trust in your intuition again. Often if you're not trusting in your intuition, you're completely, like, as I said, you feel lost, but also anything that you think might be going on it could be like, it could be completely different to what you're picking up on, because it's not true, energy messages. It's like being, it's being clouded by the bias of past issues and anxiety, or however, you know, that works in your life, however that hits you. So let's have a look and see the 10 of Pentacles energy. So this is a happy life, this is fulfillment, this is, I feel like this is like your wish as well. You wish that this is what you're wishing for, this is what you're hoping for. Funnily enough, this is like underneath the card from a year from now. So we have these two cards sort of sitting with each other. And there we have a year from now. But I feel like this is what you're aiming for. I feel like by bringing these two elements together, by bringing back your intuition perhaps, and finding what it is, this different perspective, this way to blend these two elements together in your life. Um, that's how you get there. That's how you get this wish fulfillment. Let's see what else we've got here. Okay. The Knight of Wands, so we have more fire energy coming up, which is interesting as well. But this is the right way up. So this is talking about finding your passion and your fire again. We have got a horse in the background there, if you can see. It's like a wild horse. So this is like this wild energy that I was talking about before with the fire element. This is yeah, like knowing your own fire, having your own energy come through. And it's this kind of like, it's freedom is what I'm seeing and what I'm feeling with this card. It's like, it's calling in your own freedom and understanding that you can be connected and still free, that you can go off and do whatever you want, sort of thing, but still have this fire and still have this fulfilling family life as well. I feel like maybe for some of you that's a bit that's what you're trying to blend. That's what you're trying, the two elements that you're trying to bring together in this connection, in this relationship, in this romance. It's like there's a lot, right? If I'm just kind of, if I tune in, I feel like there's like, it's almost like there's two separate things going on. Like, you know, you have your family and your life, they have their family and their life, and it's trying to sort of blend these in or find this balance that's causing the issue, that maybe, you know, that's brought this tower moment, this feeling of not feeling quite as safe or as secure in the relationship or the connection that as you once were, because it's kind of difficult, right? Maybe there's like, you know, children or other relatives that are kind of causing trouble or don't like the, you know, they're bringing some intensity into this situation, and it's kind of is making it harder for you to blend things together. That's just for some of you though. For those of you who are, all right, let me just stop. Sorry, getting messages coming through in my mind. So this is messages from Spirit. So yeah, that kind of scenario might also be for some of you who are, I don't know, I feel like it's like a long distance thing or something like that. Like you've got your own separate lives and you like your own separate lives, but you also love each other and you want to spend time together. And it's finding that balance, that is that's what's coming up for you right now, is to be able to find a balance with those components in the life of the both of you. And I feel like with this tower moment coming through, it's like maybe you've realized, like maybe there was a realization or something like that happened that made you feel like you weren't as important to them as maybe their family, or, you know, maybe they spend their time with their kids a lot more than they spend with you or something like that. And it just, yeah, it's given you a shock. It's made you think, wow, maybe I'm not as important. But I feel like that's actually not true. What I feel like is it's just trying, like, you know, life is trying to show you how to find a balance between all of these things. You can't be that someone's like complete and utter, what's the word I'm looking for? Obsession, complete and utter obsession all the time, especially, you know, we all have lives, we all have other stuff to do, we have work, we have, you know, housework and social lives and all of that sort of stuff, and sometimes blending that all in together is quite difficult. And this is the message I feel like it's coming through for some of you as well. Any other messages coming through here? Sort of like, just I like to go back through these cards a little bit more, I think, before I get on with the next reading. This is, yeah, so this is like you finding your independence, but also being able to have this kind of energy as well. I'll get it right eventually. Every time I move the camera, I can't find the way. So look, there's still a lot of passion and a lot of fire and all of that energy that we have coming through here. But I feel like it's like you need to pull it back a bit and do your own thing, in which, because it's sort of like practicing detachment, right? When you are detached and happy doing your own thing, that is when other people kind of want to be in your energy. They don't want to be in your energy if you're like, come and play with me. I feel lonely. So, I mean, I'm just being silly using that voice and stuff, but there is an energy of needing someone to the point where it's kind of repellent in a way, energetically, right? They probably don't even realize if this is something that's happening, or like I feel it when other people are like, I really need you, and that kind of makes me feel like, ooh, do you? Why don't you kind of need yourself more? So yeah, practicing this detachment type energy where we are balanced within our own lives and able to give to the family, the happy family fulfillment type energy as well of the Ten of Pentacles, is something that I feel like we're working through right now. I might take this to an extended reading if you haven't already gotten bored with listening to me talk about it, because we've been here for nearly an hour. So it says anyway. I don't know. Anyway, I might do an extended reading for this one because I just want to get a little bit deeper into the nitty gritty of it. And I'm sure if this is resonating with you, you will too. So if you don't, want to come across to the extended, that's fine. Hopefully you got all of the messages that you needed here. If not, and you're still curious, you might want to try booking a reading with me. We could do something personal and we can get into your personal energy and what's going on in your life in far more in depth than I can in a collective reading. So I will leave a link underneath this video for you to book, if that pleases you. And I'll also leave a link underneath for the extended reading for this reading, so that you can get more messages and get a bit more information about what's going on and how to manage it, because that's what I'm really looking at, I reckon, in this extended. Is we will look at how do we go through this tower and this disconnection and this feeling discombobulated and not really having the wherewithal to be able to focus on one thing at a time. And how do you do that gracefully, and what can you do to kind of make that a bit easier on yourself and everybody else, so that this cohesion, this harmony and this resolution can come in more smoothly for you and more quickly as well. So thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you got what you needed, and I hope that I will catch you on the next one. Okay, hi guys, it's Alvie here. I'm here to do Group 2's reading from the Pick a Card readings this week. And this is if you chose this one, Stepping Through, then this is your reading. I'm going to get the funnily enough, I just restarted this and I heard one of my kids going through the door as I started this. So yeah, interesting correlation there. Let's see, 47, Stepping Through. See what energies are coming through for you guys this week. Well, not this week, because this is a timeless reading. So within the next 7 days or so. 40. Where am I? Gosh. I mean, I know where I am, but in the book. 46. 47. There we go. Follow your heart. Big dreams. Stepping through something that has been holding you back. I like this energy already. The threshold, starting new projects, self-belief, it is all possible. The road less traveled, and trust. Okay, so step in and step up all of those dreams or projects you have been putting off. Here we go with the channeling burps, that is. Now's the time to start, even if it's just one small element of the bigger picture. Although Just Do It has been coined by a commercial brand, it is one of the fundamental mantras. We will always have myriad reasons why today isn't the day, but remember, Opportunity dances with those already on the dance floor. Oh, I like that. That's a really cool quote. It says H. Jackson Brown Jr. Opportunity dances with those already on the dance floor. When you start something, talk about it, take consistent steps to actualize it, and you will see it take on a momentum of its own. The right people, places, and opportunities will magnetize and it will start to come together. Don't be afraid to fail. The success we see around us has come from perseverance. Falling and getting back up again is part of the journey. Focus your energies and commit to seeing your vision become a reality. You are a human, so set reasonable expectations. No workaholicness, please, guys. I think that's what they're trying to say. Don't be a workaholic. Um, Focus your energies on committing to seeing your vision become a reality. You're human, so set reasonable expectations and know that when you apply yourself, you can make amazing things happen. Building a dream can seem overwhelming, but if you break it down and make a plan, you will gracefully find your way through. You might be able to manage most aspects of a project, and it is great to have an incentive to learn more skills, but it doesn't mean you need to do it on your own. Whatever you are aiming to achieve, there are people out there with the tools, the skills, and energy you may be missing. Look at the bigger picture. Talking about bringing in some community here as well, which is always helpful. um, Working together with other people can sometimes just open up pathways that you would never even think of on your own. So it's always really good if you can bring someone in, or have someone else to come hang around, or come help, or whatever, however that works for you. A mentor. Sorry, I've lost my space on this reading bit where we look at the bigger picture and delegate. A mentor, people on a similar journey, or an accountability buddy can be wonderful. Supporters and allies. Following your dreams is fulfilling and empowering, but as it is often a path less traveled, you may need to plot your own course or invent a way through. Also consider what kind of lifestyle you would like, and know this may change and evolve as you do. That's really interesting because I think it was last week's group 3 reading um, that I did. The group 3 reading that I did last week was actually talking about taking the road less traveled, and there was a lot of messages coming through about doing things in a different way, specifically building a dream, or however that kind of comes out for you. So maybe a business or working for yourself and things like that. They were things that were coming through, so you might want to watch that reading. It's on YouTube, so you'll be able to find it, but I can also link it into this one as well. So that is a very interesting thing. It's almost going to be like a lead on, I feel. What you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. That's by John Astor, inspired by Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. I can't speak today. The time is now, no more excuses or tomorrows. Whatever you have been putting off, the universe is now pushing you to make it happen. You may feel a little outside your comfort zone, but that is where the magic happens. Take a leap, combine your intuition with a plan of action, break it down, and trust the puzzle will come together piece by piece through the courageous act of making a start. So taking messy action, as they like to say in the coaching world. Because we don't have to be perfect. Sometimes done is better than perfect, especially when you're beginning. Like, we all want everything to be absolutely wonderful, but as you may notice, I've got a bit of a delay with my voice and my microphone, and that is because I've been having heaps of trouble with my audio, and I had an echo that made me sound like I was cloned, and been spending a lot of time trying to fix that, and the best I can do is actually delayed. So I'm like, you know what, I need to deliver these messages this week. I'm not going to keep messing around with these settings. If they can hear me and it's not an echo and it's not too bad, then I'm just going to go ahead and do it. And that's the kind of energy that they're the message is bringing through to you this week is like, it's time to do whatever it is. Stop thinking about it and start doing it. It makes me think of that hilarious thing that was going around a few years ago with Shia LaBeouf. It's like, just do it. Yesterday you said it, tomorrow or something like that. I can't even remember. It just used to crack me up because he's so like intense about it. But yeah, just do it. If there's something that you've been wanting to do, something you've wanted to start, something like that, that's the message that's coming through for you right now. It's sort of like, don't let your insecurities or your perfectionism or any sort of thoughts about limiting yourself or stopping yourself stop you. You have to sometimes override those things, even if they're things that come from other people who don't believe in what you believe, you can do, who don't believe in you enough. Or I think a lot of the time it's not that they don't believe in you, it's just that they can't see the path forward that you might be able to see. So I'm going to get some more messages for you guys, group 2. Let's have a look and see what else comes up. This could be talking about timelines as well. That's what I was thinking when I saw this stepping through card. I was like, ooh, what are we stepping through into? But when you start taking action towards a dream or towards a desire or towards something that you have been wanting to do for a long time, that is stepping through into a different timeline, because it's like you're changing the whole trajectory of where you're going by doing the things that maybe your soul's been asking you to do, or you've just been called or guided to do, but maybe put them off because you didn't have time or you didn't feel qualified or whatever that is. And as it said, as I was just reading, it's like, if you don't feel qualified or you don't feel like you've got the right equipment or tools or knowledge or something like that, maybe seek someone out who can help you and give you their perspective, not just their perspective, but their, what is the word? I really can't deal with this. give you their, like, inject some of their energy into whatever project you're doing, and in that way it becomes something bigger than just you. And it's like you're more enthused because you've got these different perspectives or these different ways of doing things. Someone who might know a way that you can get around something that has been stopping you from doing it for a long time, or whatever it is. Let's have a look and see. We're doing the angel sigil cards right now. What comes up for group 2 here? Let's do group 2. Okay, eternity. Oh, I like that one. Eternity. So this is something. Let me just fill into this card. This card is really amazing, so I'm just going to hold it up for you guys to see. Got a lot of great artwork and very sort of if it sort of evokes a feeling, a vibe. For me, it's like you can see that there's 2 people working together. So maybe this is about finding a business partner or a coach, or as it said, a mentor, or someone like that to help you. It might not be about business, but it might be just about your general life or something that you want to do within your life, a calling, something like that. So finding someone who can help you find that way through. But I also feel like this is sort of, with eternity coming up, it's asking you, it's something that is how am I going to put this? It's like a soul legacy type thing, where you are being actually guided into something by your higher self, by something that's sort of bigger than you, your humanness. And it's going to leave a trail through the universe of this energy, of this creation that you've made, or this creative project, or this project that you're doing in some way. This could be, like doing what I'm getting, for some reason, working with the earth, doing like replanting forests and stuff like that for some of you, or something along those lines. Things that affect the whole for a lot longer than what we, than we are actually here on this earth for. Let's just get some more on that. I should grab this one. I will grab this and I will see. Wow, there's a lot of cards all messed up in here. Oh, they must be from something else that I was doing. Okay, so we'll get some of these fairy magic. What is it? Heal your life with help from the fairies. No, that's not what it's called. Healing with the fairies. Okay, healing with the fairies deck. Let's see what the fairies have to say. Big loud siren coming through there. Crazy. All right, so detoxification. Maybe this is some, for some of you, this might be about, you've wanted to go on a health kick or a detox or have a spa day or something like that. And this is something that's going to lead you on to something else, or it might be learning about detoxing so that you can teach other people. Detoxing could be lots of different things. Sometimes it can be like dietary, sometimes it can be energetic, sometimes it could be, as I'm saying, like clearing and healing the earth or the sea or something like that as well. So, however that works for you, however that lands for you, and your personal journey, then this is sort of like, it's a message for you to look at that energy of like releasing things that no longer that are no longer working for you, whether that be in your body or in your life, clearing away the crap, basically. So yeah, interesting message. We've got stepping through into something new. It's now is the time to take the initiative. Let's look and see what else we've got coming through for you guys. So more fairy messages for group 2, please. Oh, here we go. Okay, miracle healing, something else that's come up for you. And then we have, okay, follow your dreams. Interesting that it's coming up with dreams again. Follow your dreams, miracle healing. So for some of you, I feel like this is actually something physical, like a physical illness, or maybe not an illness, but a condition that you have ideas about how you can fix it, but you haven't actually done it yet, or not fix it, but heal it. I feel like detoxing will bring you this kind of miracle healing that you've been looking for. It could be that you have gut issues. It could be that you have some other problems, like things like sometimes if you experience chronic anxiety or things like that as well, this can be to do with the gut biome. So it might be, healing, detoxing, going on a juice cleanse or something like that. And for others of you, I feel like this is like clearing the way. This is the action that you're being asked to take, is to clear the way. So to detox the way forward for you to find the space or the time or whatever it is that you need to take this step forward, to start moving forward in following your dreams. So whatever your dreams happen to be, and they might be something different, well, they're going to be something different for everybody because we're all unique, right? And then it says kick up your heels. Okay, so we've got a lot of messages coming through. So this is about having fun, enjoying yourself, having that kind of okay, so they're saying to me, if you follow this guidance, if you do this detox, and this miracle healing will come through. And a healing can be lots of different things. It doesn't mean, necessarily that it's not necessarily a physical healing. It could be a healing of, you didn't feel like you could do this before, but now you do, and now you're doing it. And when you do it, you're following your dreams, so you're feeling more fulfilled, so you feel like you want to have a good time and kick up your heels. That kind of message is coming through, and that's like a general message for all of you guys. For others of you, I feel like maybe you are healers. Maybe you feel the call to learn healing, to learn Reiki or energy healing, or, it could be something like naturopathy or functional medicine or something like that. And this is where the miracle healing is coming in. It's sort of like they're guiding you to take steps towards doing that. Herbal medicine as well. And this is like a dream it's a dream that you've had for a long time, but you weren't able to actualize that just at you know, before, and now they're saying this is the time for you to step forward and start doing that. So whatever it is, whatever your dream is, it's time for you to start taking action on that. Yeah, on that dream. So I might leave this one and go into an extended for you guys. This is a pretty succinct message. Actually, no, I'm going to get some Moon Witch oracles, and then we'll do an extended message for you guys. I just want to find a few more things coming through, but it is a pretty succinct message. It's time to do it. Just do it. All right, so let's have a look and see what we've got here coming through for you. Be one with nature. I'm getting a very earthy feeling here, so that's an interesting thing, that herbal medicine and things like that are coming through to me as well. So yeah, being at one with nature is going to help you sort of tune in, I feel. Tune into this energy, tune into your dreams, tune into having the courage to move forward with something that maybe the road less traveled in your sphere or in your circle, or something that people wouldn't expect you to do, or that your family wouldn't expect you to do. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, so let's keep going with this one. Familiar, listen and learn. So this is interesting. I feel like this is actually relating to, you know, you finding someone who's able to bring in their energy into this dream as well. So it could be that you go to uni and learn herbal medicine, or it could be that you have a project or something like that and you need to bring someone else in, and they give you this amazing kind of more expanded perspective and send you off on a different path than you had expected to go down. It's just asking you to listen and to learn however that's going to land in your life, so that you can, you know, take action on the things that you learn as well. Not just the things that you already know, but the new information that's coming in. We'll get into one or two more of these ones. Ooh, and then we'll go to the extended, I think. Spells and rituals, bringing magic and self-care together. Ooh, that's nice. And getting sort of like, you know, making bath bombs or herbal bath things, stuff like that with this card, you know, those kind of rituals and spells that we use herbs for, and maybe, you know, essential oils, aromatherapy, all of these kinds of things are coming through. It's just this very natural, very clean kind of feeling. So yeah, that I feel like that might resonate with a lot of you actually. True North, stay true to yourself. I was also getting linked, maybe it's you want to step into this like more spiritual, more natural way of living, and this is something that's sort of, you know, is not maybe accepted or normal for where you are, and, you know, where you've been brought up and what you know, but it's something that's calling to you. So this is your time to do that, to start taking steps towards that, and staying true to yourself, or your true north, is basically just saying don't let other people kind of push you off your path. Don't let the opinions and things like that of other people stop you from doing what you're meant to be doing, because the more you do that, the more unfulfilled you feel. So yeah, I definitely feel like this is a really good, interesting reading. I feel like it's very succinct and there's full message here, but I will go into tarot in the extended. So hopefully you got what you needed out of this, and if you didn't, you can always try the extended reading if you wanted to go more deeply into it. Again, you can I don't know why I'm having so much trouble. You can book a reading with me. We can have a personal reading and get into your personal energy and your personal path and things like that in much more depth than I ever can in a collective reading. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it, and thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. All right. I didn't realize I'm recording and I'm wiping something off my lip. Okay, so guys, this is group 3's reading for this week. Not that it's a weekly reading anymore, it's just a timeless reading, but this is the week I'm recording it. So there you go, I have to say this week. Yeah, so if you choose Trust Your Innocence, then that is your reading. This is your reading, this is your card. I am going to read out of the book for this one, but first I'm going to see if I can get some intuitive messages to come through. The first thing I'm getting is purity, so it's sort of like focusing on what's pure within you, or releasing things that are like constructs around certain ideas and beliefs that you may have that are stopping you from connecting with the actual pure essence of what they are. I'm getting also like something to do with how do I put this? It's like something you've never done before. Like my guides are very rude, by the way. They say things like popping your cherry and stuff like that. So it could be something like that as well. Let's have a look in the book and see what else is coming through before my guides say anything else rude to me. No, I don't mind it. They know that that's how I receive my information. So, okay, what have we got? Trust your innocence. Truth. Trusting yourself, being real with people, knowing the difference between intuition and paranoia. Oh, that's interesting. That's something that a lot of people have a trouble with. Uncensored feelings and returning to innocence. So it can be hard to decipher between intuition and what our mind is telling us. So yeah, as I was saying, like finding the purity in the pure essence of what it is, rather than all of the constructs, ideas, and shit behind it. It can be hard to decipher between intuition and what our mind is telling us. Stories, projections, expectations, or fear can arise under the guise of intuition. To distinguish truthful inner guidance from paranoia, we must return to innocence, to our purest essence. We have access to the truth of our being. I mean, here we have access to the truth of our being. What were the very first feelings or visions you had when you considered the question at hand, before you second guessed yourself? Ooh, yeah, I really like this message, and I think I actually touched on it in one of the other messages. So I was laughing at myself because something I said was a bit, I don't know, it was a bit like off kilter or something, and I was like, yeah, but that's the first thing that came through, because that is how we develop our intuition and develop our trust in our intuition, is by going with the first thing that comes up in your mind, instead of like all of the things that come up when you second guess yourself and when you start asking questions about it. How does it feel in your body when you are brutally honest with yourself? Try to go beyond the layers of what you have been taught to believe about yourself, and some of the logic falls away. What answers remain? When you ask a young child a question, they don't censor their answers. Their honesty may not be considered polite or socialized. It may even seem a bit funny, but it's their truth, and it's interesting to note how intuitive children naturally are. To tell the difference between intuition and mind chatter, you need to recognize a clear, instinctive yes and a distinctive no. For this, you must trust yourself. The foundation of self-trust is honesty. You must be completely honest with yourself and about what feels good, true, and real to you, and what does not. Honesty is more than not lying to yourself. It's also about not withholding information. It is about having deep transparency within yourself. Some might describe their intuitive yes as a softening rather than a feeling of tightening or contracting or avoidance. If we are to stay on our optimal path, trusting our original innocence or instincts is key. This is such an interesting message. I love this for you guys, group 3. Yep, all about learning about how to decipher between what's come through to you, your intuition, your guidance, and how you've second guessed that. So the difference between anxiety and intuition or paranoia and intuition, as they said. So learn to trust your inner sense of intuition. You are encouraged to be absolutely honest with yourself. Cast aside any mind stories and shoulds that you tell yourself. Okay, so not getting into the stories, that's interesting as well, because we all do it. We tell stories. long time ago when I was studying naturopathy, one of my lecturers was talking about that, and I had never heard of the concept before. It was like, everything you say after the fact is just a story. And if you drop it, then half of the problems that you think you have just go away because you're not thinking about the problem. You're thinking about the truth. So there you go. So yeah, interesting this. And this is a message to you guys. So maybe you're having trouble deciphering between what is intuition, what is paranoia, what is a message that's coming through from my soul, or what is a message that I'm picking up from the collective unconscious that might not be the right message for me. This card may also relate to being truthful with another person. Relationships can only deepen when we can be real with each other. Consider your timing and be considerate, but this is a time for truths. Okay, so yeah, there might be a situation where you need to be truthful and honest and transparent with yourself and others. Okay, so let's have a look and see what the angel sigil cards have for you guys, group 3. Let's see what pops up for you. Whew. Ah, there we go. There goes the card we want. All right, so we have Michael, sovereignty. Oh, yeah, that's a perfect card for this message as well. Sovereignty, emotional and energetic sovereignty is really a big part of knowing your yeses and your no's. So your inner yes and your inner no. You can do things like body dowsing. You can do things like just feeling what happens. Say, if you say, all right, say my name is Alvie, and how your body feels, and then say a name that's not yours. So like, my name is John. And you'll feel the difference, like there's a difference, and it's something you need to practice if you're not used to touching on that. But emotional and energetic sovereignty means that you own your own energy and you are not influenced by other people's energy and other people's thoughts and ideas and stuff like that. And that's what I was talking about with the collective unconscious, things that you might be picking up on and not realizing that they're not yours. So yeah, I feel like this message is really about coming back into yourself and remembering who you are, and in that way knowing that when something, and knowing how to decipher when something comes through to you from the ethers, from the subtle energies, that you know whether it's true or not, and whether it's true for you. I'm gonna grab some of these ones, fairy healing messages for you guys, and then I'll get some more messages for you, I guess, about this. So can you give us some more messages about group 3, please? Make music. All right, so music might be a key here for you. I actually use music all the time. I've always got headphones on unless I have to listen to people, or I'm connecting with people or whatever. It helps to tune out all of the collective energy, which can be quite intense at times. And also, if you are more activated, things like telepathy and clairsentience and stuff like that, like you're picking up all sorts of signals from all around. And if you're listening to just you're making music, you're focusing on playing music. But I feel like with this music message, it's about sound. It's about using sound healing. So it could be like doing sound baths. It could be using your headphones to kind of block out the collective mush, weird energy that comes through all those messages, and you're like, I'm not even sure what that is. Things like that as well, or something that might be focused, like something that you might be experiencing like that, where you just hear all sorts of things and they're not really related to you, because that is the beginning of what telepathy is like, if you can hear all sorts of different, when you're falling asleep, say you get all different kinds of messages, they might not be for you. There's a kind of how do I put this? There's like this transitional period before you can tune in properly, know which messages are for you, and which messages are just stuff that's floating around in the collective energy. All right, so we have beauty here. Okay, so focusing on your inner beauty and rise above problems. So there's obviously something I feel for you guys that you are asking about, questioning about. You can't decipher what the difference is between the truth, like the actual truth of it, or and your own, maybe your own lens of worry or fear or doubt or paranoia or something like that. This is your message, your encouragement to come back to yourself, to come back to your emotional and energetic sovereignty, and really teach yourself what your energy and what your messages feel like, and what it feels like when you get messages from your guides, and when you know that it's for you and it's the truth, or it's something that's come through and you've questioned it until it turned into something else, or you've read it through your own internal bias. And when I say bias, what I mean is, like, we all filter everything that comes to us gets filtered through our subconscious, through our conscious, through critical thought process and things like that. But also, we all have our own experiences, and our own experiences can color the messages if we let them. So if you're getting information and you're not sure if it's true, it's really time to just come back to yourself and trust your innocence. I'm gonna grab these cards and we will get a little bit more on this. So yeah, with the beauty card, it's really calling to me. I feel like it's they're asking you to sort of focus on your self-image, whether that be through doing outer beauty rituals or inner beauty rituals. I feel like it's sort of like a bit of a mix of both. Maybe you're having some issues with self-confidence or something like that, not feeling good enough, or those kinds of things, right? So it's just a message here to kind of step into that. Remember that you're beautiful, and that there's no competition. My guides keep saying that in my head, so this must be a message for you. It's like, there's no competition. On a soul level, there's no competition. We're all just as good as each other. And then rise above the problems. So rise above whatever problem you're feeling, because if you can see it from that bird's eye view, you can actually get a way more balanced view of how things are and what's going on. Come on, cards. We want some messages for group 3, please. Whew. I've done a lot of reading today. It's been like 4 or 5 hours probably. I mean, breaks in between, but most of these readings seem to go very long. All right, we had this one in the last one. So connecting with nature, grounding yourself sometimes can help as well. But also just sort of watching nature and listening to nature and feeling connected with the natural world can help you unplug from all of the craziness that goes on like, the internet. Basically, there's a lot of crazy shit on there, and you pick up a lot of crazy shit if you're not careful. Sometimes if you're an empath, you'll just suck it in. And if you don't know how to clear your energy, and if you don't know how to tell the difference between your energy and other people's energy, it can really affect you. Let me just grab this half a deck of cards I've thrown on the floor. Let's have a look. I think there's too many here. It's like, yeah, a lot. All right, so I'm just going to shuffle again. More messages for group 3, please. Group 3 messages, please. All good. Messages. Oops. God, I lost one. Blue moon. We have blue moon. All right. Not sure if you can see that. You're ready to make your masterpiece. That's interesting. So with that coming up in the beauty card, with the blue on the beauty card, I feel like it's sort of like you working on yourself in some way. It might not be. I just feel like it's sort of like talking about creating the life that you want, and by being brutally honest with yourself and, accepting truth instead of accepting things that might not be as true as you would like them to be, and things like that. Like not lying to yourself, not lying, and having all of the information, giving yourself, not withholding information, being honest with other people about what you want as well is going to help you. It's going to help you decipher what it is that your masterpiece will be. Keep moving forward. You've got this. See the crescent moon. This is, yeah, movement. Keep going. You've got it. You just have to stop doubting yourself, which is how express yourself, share your gifts with the world. Okay, so, oh wow, the hiccups have really got me. So yeah, let's have a look. So express yourself, share your gifts with the world. This could be about you learning to use your innate psychic abilities. I don't really think of them as gifts because I believe that everybody has them and has the potential to activate them and use them. But, a lot of people choose not to or don't know that they can. And if you are one of the people who can and does, then they're asking you to step out of like maybe hiding what you can actually do, or accept within yourself that you can do these things and then show them to other people and help people with them. There's a lot of like superstition and misunderstandings about psychic gifts and how scary they are and stuff, and they're really not. They're part of who we are as human beings. It's just that we've been trained out of believing in ourselves and believing in the things that we can't see or the things that aren't quantifiable. Mostly because, we have to survive, and there's a system that asks us to step out of honouring who we truly are from our core, so that we can earn a living and we can survive, right? This is you stepping into your gifts. This is you knowing the truth. Count your blessings. So how lucky are you, right? I feel like you're actually going to be stepping into this understanding that you are actually a very lucky person. You have so much around you that to be grateful for. And by counting your blessings, you understand that that is drawing in more good things for you. I'm going to get one more of these, and then I think we will finish for now. I might go into an extended for this one as well, if I feel like this message isn't succinct enough. Open the door to a higher dimension. Okay, so yeah, I feel like by what they're basically saying, right, is I feel like for you guys, group 3, that you are stepping into a time when you are opening up your psychic abilities, like, so your true feeling, your true feeling, clear feeling, like your clairsentience, clairaudience, clairvoyance, what's the other one? Claircognizance. There's a few different ones. Like, so you might be having one ability open up, or you might be having all of them open up. You might just be having an upgrade in your energies and your ability to receive messages from the ethers, from your guides, from other people, perhaps, if you have that, if you have telepathy activated as well. So I feel like this is you guys stepping into something that's, you're upgrading, but you have to be aware and acknowledge that you have to be aware and honest with yourself about things, because the more that you kind of lie about stuff, or it may be that you need to be honest with other people about it as well. But you also might find there's definitely some kind of issue going on here with it. I feel like maybe you've got a problem with it, or someone else has got a problem with it, or it might be causing, you might be worried that it's going to cause problems around you. I'm just trying to tune in and see if there's any other. You're definitely opening the door to a higher dimension. I feel like for you guys, listening to music or being around sound, using sound healing is going to help you open up more. It's going to help you become more aware of your innate yeses and innate nos. And also working on self-confidence. So you know, focusing on your inner and outer beauty and understanding that, you know, we're all beautiful in one way or another. Everybody's got their own unique beauty. Um, yeah, that beauty thing's really kind of drawing me to it. I'm going to grab the book and just quickly read that for you um, to see what else they have to say. What's this one got on about beauty? Beauty, beauty, beauty. Um, yeah, I feel like you've got an idea. Perhaps you've got an intuition and you're trying to follow it now, but you're kind of doubting yourself as well when you get these intuitive hits. This is just a reminder that you can, and you know that you can decipher this. You don't need to let yourself second guess all of your intuition and psychic hits and intuitive hits. So we're all attractive in our own way. Part of self-esteem is appreciating how wonderful you truly are. Never ever put yourself down in any way. Always think loving thoughts about your body, your face, your hair, your weight, and every inch of your physical body. This is interesting. I don't know why, but I'm just sort of like, I'm picking up, you know, doing affirmations for yourself about who you are and how you feel about yourself. If you've got some things like, you know, body issues or something like that, tell yourself positive affirmations. I didn't even see that until I said before I said that, such as, my inner light radiates through every pore and cell of my body, and everyone is attracted to my inner and outer beauty. Invest time and money in services that make you feel wonderful, such as massages, facials, manicures, pedicures, soaking in a tub, or getting a new hairstyle. Spend time in meaningful ways that make you feel joyous, and you will glow with the attractiveness of a truly happy person. Okay, so that's a really nice message too, just to, you know, look after yourself and work on your confidence. This is what I'm feeling. It's sort of like the confidence that you have in how you look and how you feel about yourself is all part of this trust your innocence. And perhaps the problem that I've picked up on that this rise above problems card is talking about is maybe that like you're hiding something from yourself about how you feel about maybe your body or a part of your body or your hair or something like that, you know, your weight. And it's time maybe to be honest with yourself about it, but also to be able to come to love that part of yourself, or that, you know, to use affirmations to become confident about who you are, as far as like, you know, on the outside and the inside, so that you can radiate with this beauty instead of being kind of hiding behind a little screen, or, you know, hiding away because you're ashamed of a certain part of your body, like your big toes uneven or something. I don't know. Yeah, but I'm sure you get what I mean if this is resonating with you. Dancing, I'm getting dancing for you guys as well. Just remembering how lucky you are too, you know. And that will all open up this door to the higher dimensions, and therefore you will be stepping up to this new level of, you know, being open and being able to receive. So I think I'm just going to leave it at that for you guys. I feel like this is a really good message, but I'm going to close it here. Hopefully it resonated, gave you some messages that you needed to hear. Always feel free to let me know in the comments if it did or didn't or whatever. If you wanted to book a reading and go deeper into your own personal journey with me, I will leave a link below and you can book through that. Or if you wanted to message me and see if I can help you with something that we might have touched on here, you can also do that too. Other than that, thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you on my next recording. Bye.